What does success feel like? What is it supposed to feel like? Should I feel jubilant, joyful, ecstatic, on top of the world? I thought I knew. I thought success would feel like a moment of triumph, like I finally arrived. But when I reached what should have been the peak, when I hit those milestones, climbed the ladder, checked the boxes, it did feel good for a moment, but it didn't last. The feeling was fleeting, like a spark that fizzles out before you can hold on to it. And once it was gone, I found myself asking, was this it? Was it worth everything I gave up to get here? Have you ever felt that? Like you've been running so hard, sacrificing so much, only to reach the finish line and wonder what you're even running for. For so many of us, success has become this endless chase. We're told to hustle harder, sacrifice more, push through the exhaustion, because the reward will be worth it. But no one tells you what happens when the reward feels hollow. Or worse, when it feels fleeting, superficial, like it doesn't match everything you gave to get there. It's not that success feels bad. It's that it doesn't feel the way we think it's supposed to. And when the glow fades, we're left with these same questions. Was it worth it? What am I really doing this for? And why does it still feel like something's missing? I remember sitting in my car after a big win, something I had poured months of work into. On the outside, it was everything I'd been working for. But inside, I wasn't celebrating. I wasn't proud. I was just tired. And the only thought running through my mind was, what now? Have you ever felt like that? Like you're stuck in this loop of working harder and harder only to wonder where it's all leading. Is this it? For the next 10 years? The next 20? The rest of my life? That moment, the exhaustion, the questions, was a wake-up call for me. It made me realize something I hadn't dared to ask before. What if success isn't what we've been told it is? What if it's not about chasing harder, climbing higher, or achieving more? What if it's not even about where we're going? What if success could feel different? Like living fully, intention and balance? Surely there has to be something more. I didn't have the answers then, and maybe I still don't. But what I found along the way was a different way of looking at things. A way of living that wasn't about the next milestone, but about finding something that was more deeply satisfying. It's not the way, but it's a way, a possibility, and maybe, just maybe, it's worth exploring. For me, it started with a few small, uncomfortable questions. What am I really working for? Who am I when I'm not striving or achieving? What do I actually want? Not what I've been told to want. And what would my life look like if I built it around the things that truly matter to me? At first, I didn't have the answers. The questions were messy, overwhelming, even scary. But they forced me to pause and really take a look at my life in a way I hadn't before. I started noticing things I've been too busy to see, how disconnected I felt, how much of my life was driven by someone else's definition of success. And little by little, things began to shift. It wasn't like flipping a switch. It was more like pulling on a thread and realizing how much there was to unravel. And as I unraveled it, I began to see something else, a way of living that felt more real, more aligned, more like it was truly mine. In this series, I'm going to share some of these questions, ideas, and tools that help me understand better what success means to me and how I began to build a life that feels more meaningful and fulfilling. This isn't about telling you what success should look like. It's about exploring what it means to you. For me, it's about living intentionally, aligning with my values, and creating a life that feels deeply, authentically mine. Perhaps it will look like that for you too, or maybe something completely different. So let me ask you again, what does success feel like to you? And what if it doesn't feel the way you thought it would? What might need to change? These are the questions I'm going to explore in this series. And who knows, you might just discover something that changes everything. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.
I believe in the power of purpose to become the best version of myself, to create unique value for the world, and to make the most of my time on this planet in this lifetime. I believe that life is about embracing every adventure, pushing limits, and making a difference. I'm an adventurer, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a teacher, I'm a lifelong learner. I am Douglas Ng.